Alright, so before the crash report gets any further, we need to talk about Coco and exactly what goes on in the movie. So, the movie Coco follows Miguel Rivera, part of the Rivera family, who are known to be shoemakers, and this is because his great-grandmother Imelda Rivera was once married to a man who eventually left her for music. The result was her raising her daughter Coco by herself via shoemaking, and thus the family tradition began. And, in accordance with this, an extreme hatred and ban on music as a whole. That is, until Miguel comes about. He believes his goal is to play music, and so on Dia de los Muertos, he sneaks away to try and perform at a talent show in honor of Ernesto de la Cruz, his idol, and who he believes to be his great-grandfather. But his family figures out his plan, and they break his guitar, and he storms off into the night, and eventually finds himself amongst the dead and not the living. A crazy and family-filled adventure thus unfolds, and it's going to be pulling at your heartstrings, like seriously pulling at them heartstrings. If you have one, I hope you do. But I don't want to spoil too much in this little overview. We're going to leave it up to the crash report, and I hope you go and watch it. Let's have a talk, guys. We saw a movie today.
Really sad movie?
It wasn't sad, it's beautiful, but it's both.
Beautifully sad.
So we saw Coco. It was a great movie, beautiful representation of culture, especially, and oh man, it was just really good.
The music was great.
The last 20 minutes, full on cry in the last 20 minutes, and these chicks next to me were not in it like I was, but I was like, Abuelita, no. Like,
there was a lot of children in the theater too at the time.
Yeah.
And they kind of ruined some parts, but still, the last 20 minutes, man, just overwhelming tears flowing.
The music was so good. Oh man,
I was not expecting it to be as good as it was.
Yeah, no, very pretty. Because I mean, after Book of Life, because I was worried that it was gonna be too similar.
Same thing. My sister was like, "It's gonna be just like Book of Life." I'm like,
when I first saw the stuff, like, it's like, oh, Book of Life again. But Book of Life, I think, was more focused on just like showing off the Day of the Dead world itself, not so much the culture. Like we got it in this one, which I was really great. Like.
There's still, like, if you, first people out there still comparing Book of Life with Coco,
yeah,
completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Pixar though?
No. Coco is Disney, and the other one's not Disney at all. Yeah. Totally different. Like, Book of Life's, like, totally, like, Hot Topic people, and then, like, Coco's, like, actual Disney.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was really good, though.
Okay, the storyline of it was so good. What the heck? What was the guy's name? Who we initially thought he was his father?
Oh shit! I don't even remember the names. I've only seen it one time.
He's so. I know we literally just saw this.
I know.
What was his name?
The moment we think about it. Oh wait, I do have the Spotify playlist on here somewhere. De La Cruz? No.
De La Cruz. Something De La Cruz.
Yeah. Where's my phone at? There.
De La Cruz. It was De La Cruz. I really thought he was the father in the beginning because they made it, but then they did make it.
Oh wait! But spoilers from this point on.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers.
Put in the title.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't. They should know. You should know. If it says movie review and you clearly haven't seen it, you should know that it's going to be spoilers. I don't know how you get through a review and not have spoilers, especially like.
There's just people who just talk about it generally. They don't really.
It was good.
Yeah, it was
End
really.
Of video. Yeah. Like, what else are you gonna talk about? Come on.
Oh my god.
I know his name.
I'm gonna...
Oh man, it's not good. It was very pretty too. Oh man,
yeah, the animation was great.
Like glowing effect. Oh yeah, and then did you notice like when he was in the beginning when he was playing the guitar as he's watching like the little remake on his like TV of the guy's video. And you see like the light from the TV screen was hitting his arm. You could see the finite hairs on him.
That was like
dang. And then the wrinkles were real on Grandma Coco, Grandma Coco, great Grandma Coco. But not in a good way. In a good way. Like the wrinkles were. And she had hella wrinkles because she was hella old. But they were beautiful wrinkles in the sense that they were very lifelike, and I appreciated them.
Oh my gosh.
And the voice acting was great.
Ernesto de la Cruz.
Ernesto de la Cruz. Evil motherfucker. He poisoned Hector. It's not okay. Poor Heck. I see that was the big plot twist though. You know, I was gonna say spoiler again, but you should know. Anyway, I really didn't see it coming until my way through when Ernesto de la Cruz. You have to like take a moment, like you gotta effort. I don't know. Whenever I like decide to speak
Ernesto de la Cruz.
you gotta. Anyway, so when he was giving his blessing. Oh shit! I forgot the main dude's name.
Miguel.
Miguel.
Luis
Miguel. Miguel. You know what? Why? You know why? Oh god, I can't talk. There's I used to get these tacos. They were called Don Miguel. Luis Don Miguel tacos. That's why that came to mind. Anyway, Miguel. Why are you laughing at me? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, because when Ernesto de la Cruz was giving Miguel his blessing, it didn't glow. The little petal.
At first, I was like, maybe it's given the the constrictions yet.
Yeah.
Like what you has to do.
No, the minute they say we give you our blessing, it's supposed to glow. It didn't glow, so that's when I was like, oh. And then
hint.
Yeah, and I really thought Hector was just gonna be that kind of like comedic relief kind of, and that he was just gonna end up disappearing, and it was just gonna be one of those sad things, kind of like in
Another thing, I did not expect this movie to go this dark. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I love it when movies have like these dark themes. And
I expect him to have murder be in there.
I mean, I knew I was gonna cry in this movie because it's a Pixar movie, and they're mastered the crying and tears formula, but it was.
Toy Story.
Way harder. It was like Toy Story 3. Maybe a little harder than Toy Story 3.
I was crying so hard though. At first, okay, there's like different variations to crying at the theater. I feel there's like the get back in there, and then there's like the oh that's really beautiful like. Happy crying?
Yeah.
I was doing that for a while. I was doing that for a while, but then like as it gradually got towards like that last 20 minutes, like I started off with the happy cry, and then it turned into like I don't want to have because when I start really crying, I start like
exactly.
You gotta like gasp for breath
because you want everyone else to hear you full on crying.
Yeah, so it turned into like the ugly
cry.
The ugly cry. Oh man!
It sucks. Like we wasn't like family with us, so we're trying to hide it.
Or an angry cry, where they could turn in, and it just looks like a
I am not sad. How dare you?
Whoa, that's a hysterical woman cry right there. God, you don't even cry like that. Who is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Normally mine's that angry cry. It looks like I'm taking a really difficult piece of shit. Because I hate crying. I really try not to when I can, but it was. I lost it at the end, and then like I just said, "Fuck it." I'm a baby right now.
Like this, just let it out. Just let it out
a little bit. Fine, whatever. Fine, culture. Me, Mama Hinko.
I had my two siblings with me. The one closest to me was like had some sniffles, but she didn't fully comprehend what was happening. My middle sister was just like, eh.
Yeah,
I was like, really?
She doesn't have feelings. She might be a sociopath when she's older. We have to watch out for her.
I told her she's gonna be the first one to go to jail out of the three of us.
You're like, you can't take me, bitches. She would. She would. She would. She'd be like sassing them. She's like, aren't you supposed to put the hand? Where's my reprimand? Like, she would be criticizing them. I'm not arresting her while around, She has standards. Like, if you're gonna take me the right way. I took my nephew. He's only 7, but he wasn't getting it at all.
Yeah.
This was not. I mean, it was for kids, but like emotionally.
To fully appreciate it, you had to be older.
Yeah. That's how I feel most Pixar films are though. Because Toy Story to the max, like with Toy Story 3 especially.
Because they're aiming for the people who watch like the first Toy Story. Same thing with The Incredibles 2, I feel like, is going to be aimed towards like, because all the memes like, me in The Incredibles 2 movie shows them in the classroom and it's like the one big kid full surrounded by little kids. No, I feel like it's all a bunch of big kids.
Yeah, that means wrong. It should be backwards where it's a bunch of big kids and there's like one little kid.
Because all of us can be cool, where's my super suit? And every little kid's be like, what?
Your soup or soup? What? Your salad or soup? What? Yeah, that was good. And we saw the trailer for that too. And then the Frozen short was in there as well.
Freaking 30 minutes!
I know, and it made me laugh because I heard little kids saying, Mommy, I want to watch Coco. Where's Coco? And then my nephew was like, this is stupid. What? Is this part of Coco? I'm like, no, this isn't Coco.
Even my sister was like, when does this end? I'm like, apparently it's like a 21-minute short. It was supposed to air on ABC. They're like, no, let's put it in front of Coco.
Yeah, it was really long.
So like that plus the abs was like another 45 minutes before the whole movie.
Yeah,
so
and I'm not gonna lie, like, Susie is super love Frozen. It wasn't that great.
They tried to fit like so many songs into this short.
I think they were just trying to appeal, just like, because they had another short before too in the like those Disney The little, remember there was another one. It was like a spring or something, summer one.
Oh yeah, Spring Fever.
Yeah, the Spring Fever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they're just trying to like drag out the Frozen train as long as they can.
Oh yeah, because Frozen 2 is supposed to come out, so I feel like they're just trying to be like, hey guys, Frozen's still here. Yeah, keep the hype up.
I don't think they need to because I mean, that thing's been everywhere.
I can appreciate the magic and like the animation quality and how beautiful it looks.
But this one,
and their singing voices are freaking great.
Yeah, but the songs weren't that great either.
No, the songs were great though.
They kept dropping lyrics from previous songs, like just to like, oh, this is
flashbacks.
The first time.
Nostalgia.
What were they saying? What's the lyric? It was like first time.
Something.
For winter, celebrating, And then they were like, we're opening up the gates. I'm like, oh, there was that one song with the gates, and it was it didn't feel very. It was an Olaf.
Yeah.
I mean, it was titled Olaf something.
Olaf's Adventure. Olaf's Frozen Adventure. There we go.
Frozen Adventure, and it was cute in that sense. I mean, it was pretty.
It had some really funny moments, but it was meh.
It didn't need to be that long.
It didn't. Yeah, definitely did not.
It was like I thought it was. When he was like, "Are you sure we got the right tickets?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, this is it."
I heard little kids in the background too, like, "When does Coco start?"
Yeah, and then I looked to my right, and a lot of people were just on their phones.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. Like, there was one lady was just sitting there, like, scrolling through.
Because people didn't go there for Frozen. I don't know why they. Yeah.
Oh, there's those like, you know, like that 5% of people that did go just to see the Frozen short.
Your sister. Your sister.
Yeah, my sister went because of the Frozen short. It's the only reason why she came. And Incredibles. The only 2 reasons.
They were both super short. Well, the first one was short, not the second thing. That was long as shit. Mm-hmm. But, man. I mean, because we just saw it, so. Yeah. I was really exhausted. So the Ruby episode we saw earlier today was very nice because it brought my mood up because I was...
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I was ready to take a nap from this emotional exhaustion. That happens when you cry a lot.
I was trying so hard to hold it back, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it, just let it go.
I think it's because the reason this wouldn't have worked if it was like for just if it wasn't for Day of the Dead and it was just like some random like, oh, when you die, you go to this place and you have to remember people. So but because they kept adding like the familia aspect to it and like they made it so much. You know what I mean? Like this could easily
it sent a real message, to be honest. Yeah. About like being an artist and like family, like it.
Not even just artists, just like family, and I think family. Just remembering your family in general and just like, knowing what's important in life. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why it was so special, just because it addressed in a very like positive and happy yet sad way of like when you lose like very close family members, you know, like because so even depressing. At the end, those are like there's spoilers. We know this already. When great grandma Coco died at the end,
and that song played, I was like, "Fuck you!"
I was smiling but crying.
Yeah,
I was smile crying because I was like happy and it was beautiful. And then when I knew it was okay, but I was like, "Oh, that's sad."
And then when Hector and Coco got together, just like my girl, I was like, "Oh, stop it!"
Yeah, it was really nice. And then when she was telling stories, I was losing my shit. After we were singing "Remember Me," that song, I was crying that whole time when she was talking about it too, because like
when Miguel was like playing it, he was crying. And then Coco started singing. I was like, God.
It just like for me at least, it reminded me a lot of my grandparents because like I have a grandparent dead on each side, so like it was so emotional for me. And one of them does have Alzheimer's too, so like she doesn't remember, and so like oh man, I was having such a hard time during those parts. But I mean in a good way. And I'm not saying that to get all depressing and shit on you people, but like it made me feel good. But you know, happy crying. You know?
Yeah, happy crying. Sad crying, and then slowly getting happier crying.
To the point where it doesn't look happy anymore, it's just really ugly. Because that's what was happening.
Basically was, yeah.
We had to take a while before we decided to record too, to like fix it.
Yeah, we had to color.
That's why we colored! We showed it to everybody, but if you didn't see it, we colored! Happy. I got these for my birthday, but yeah. I am not that whittle, so...
Whittle?
Whittle, yeah! I used to have so many of these though. Good times right here. The markers suck though.
Oh, I never had enough ink, yeah.
Yeah, we tried. It looks nice. Anyway, good movie! Great movie. Definitely want to buy the soundtrack because it was just...
Oh yeah, 100%!
I was worried too because when most people, at least most say white people, I don't know, not you, because you're cool, and she's actually partially.
I am. A little bit Mexican and Spanish.
You can't see it, but it's there. It's there. Trust me.
If you saw my papa, you would understand.
But I know, like, most people, at least when I was in high school, whenever, like, the Mexican kids, okay, my friends and stuff, when we played, like, mariachi music or anything like that, people would be laughing. They
like, what's wrong with those kids?
For whatever reason, they thought that music was funny. Like, it sounds funny.
It's not.
Which is weird to me, because I don't get why that's funny. We don't laugh when, you know, but then I think we're in this, like, weird era or generation where suddenly it's cool to have songs in Spanish, like the whole Despacito and stuff, which I honestly hate. I mean, that song's great, but I just hate that American, like, the featuring of, like, people like just
it got popular, so therefore everyone, it's acceptable to like it.
Because I thought the song was fine just in Spanish. Just let people love it for the language it's in. Yeah. Like, you don't need to, like, you know? Same thing.
BTS.
Basically K-pop. I mean, that's why I love K-pop so much, because there's such a huge international fan base, but you don't see us. Not many people want it to be in English, because then it loses what makes it special. Not the language, but just, like, the stuff we talk about is relevant to their culture. So to try to put it in another language and somehow make it relevant to another culture ruins it for me. Like, that's
100%.
The message isn't the same, because not all words translate equally the same in another language. There isn't words for everything. There's only words that are close to it, so you lose the meaning. Like, it strips it away just a little bit, you know?
It takes one layer off.
Yeah, it takes, like, it's like I have a handful of glitter, and I'm, like, taking it from this bin to put it to another. You're gonna lose pieces along the way. It's gonna be less.
That's a great analogy.
It's gonna be less, like, I love analogies, man. This is my life. But it's gonna be less sparkly. It's not gonna shine as much, and it's just overall not gonna be as great. And I can't appreciate it as it was originally meant to be appreciated.
Alright, since you're speaking of music, though, what was the favorite song?
Favorite song?
Yeah.
I really like Un Poco Loco. That was, to me,
that's
when, it was when, if you don't know which one that was when, God, I want to say Luis again. I was going to say Luis again. When Miguel was performing at the like, talent show for, Ernesto de la Cruz's thing. And that song I really liked. And I also like the song that, his great grandma, the very first one that made the shoes.
Oh, when she comes out of the stage, that one?
That song was really good, too.
Love that song.
It was a really beautiful song, too. I don't like the one Ernesto de la Cruz sings, but the other one when he's singing it to Coco, when Miguel's singing it to Coco, that was really pretty.
That was very pretty.
That one, that was cool.
Let's see, Coco's songs. Woo!
But it was...
Searching.
It's really pretty. And then, like, they did. I love it. There's like, this atmosphere.
Oh, everyone knows Juanita. When he was like, are there children here?
That was pretty, but that song was funny too, because it was like, it was about like an ugly guy loving a pretty girl, and like...
Oh, the world that's me familiar?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Too.
Cool thing is, before this actually even came out, I went to Disneyland, and they were doing a special Coco thing, so you could actually write, and it was like right before Halloween hit too, so they let you write, things to your family on it. They have like a setup of the, I'll tell you that. The altar, I'll just translate it. And you could write a message to your family or a dead lost one, and you tie the red strings onto like other strings, and it's like a huge chain of like all these messages to families. It was really cool. And then like they had performances from the movie, and they had like mariachis there, and it was just really cool, because then they told you the plot already before the movie came out, just a little bit, not like super in
just
it,
a sprinkle.
But they did sing that song, and they did sing Un Poco Loco, and it was really cool, and I loved it.
I loved, but another song we like too is at the end when like both Hector and Miguel were singing and the
guitar.
That
one was nice.
That like was the final tears of the movie. Oh, sorry.
I'm giving up on my shirt. No, just things oversized. I like most oversized.
Anyways,
it was just a great movie. Definitely gonna get the soundtrack. It was a beautiful movie. Gotta buy the movie.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, buy the movie.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. Should we talk about
what?
The next one? Make another one?
Oh.
Movies we saw.
Oh.
Just call it movies we
saw. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave it at this one because we're getting kind of high on time. We're not getting high on time, but getting up there. I'm getting high off life, you could say. Don't do drugs, kids. Do life. That's the...
We watch a lot of movies though, so let us know in the comments if you want us to
we go to
do
the
more
movies
movie
a lot.
reviews.
We don't do much in our lives, but we go to a lot of movies.
We've seen Thor Ragnarok. recently. What else have we seen?
We need to see Injustice still, so we haven't.
Injustice?
When it
Justice League?
Injustice League. Oh, I was thinking of the game. I was thinking of the game.
That's a great comic and a great game too, yeah.
Actually, they should make a movie.
They should make it a movie. Oh, that was a movie that'd be so good because it's a great storyline. Anyways, continuing. Justice League we need to see. We've seen Leap, which was the one that like no one really talked about, but it ended up being really good. Yeah,
Leap was great. We should talk. Do you want us to talk about that? Because I want to talk about it. I haven't seen it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
it was still a great movie.
It's fresh in my mind. I need to look up names and stuff again, but it was a really great movie. And then
what else have we seen?
What we're going to see. So we're gonna go see Wrinkle in Time.
Yes, Wrinkle in Time.
Because that looks sick.
Oh, The Greatest Showman.
Oh, that's
totally gonna see that one. Oh.
I love musicals.
I love musicals
too.
Musicals
are great. There's something to be appreciated. It just reminds you of like theater arts at its best.
That and Hugh Jackman singing is just.
Yes. Yeah. Wolverine, what happened, yo? This is why he died for us people, so he could
sing.
So yeah. When you're not a superhero anymore, you sing. That's like the way to go. Woo. But yeah, this has been. I don't know what to call this. We need a name for this.
Give us names.
For what this should be called?
Yeah.
Movies?
Yeah. Reviewing the movies? I don't know.
Reviewing the movies? Crashing movies. Trashing movies. Crashing movies.
No, trashing sounds like we're gonna talk about them. This movie was trash. Yeah.
I'm thinking, that's why I'm like, we'll figure something out. You'll see it as the title, that's when you'll know like, oh, they figured something out. And then we'll put spoilers as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been something, and you'll see what that something is when we write that title on the video. And then we'll do it next time, because we don't know what it is, we're just calling it something. Might be the title, just crashing something. Okay, cool.